What is up, everybody? My name is Advance, and this is Advanced Sports Talk. All right, so as promised, we are here with the wild card game breakdown, and I'm gonna do a preview of my picks for the divisional round. All right, so we're gonna start off by saying, with the actually the best possible matchup that could have happened for either team, and that is the LA Chargers versus the Houston Texans. And we're just gonna go ahead and just keep that same theme. We're gonna do the Saturday games first, and the Sunday games, and the Monday night games. So, oh man, so yeah, Texans beat the Chargers 32-12, and I don't know. It just seemed like, Justin Herbert just couldn't get nothing going. He threw 4 interceptions. J.K. Dobbins had 9 carries for 25 yards. I think Ladd McConkey was the only one that actually really did anything. 9 receptions for 197 yards. Or I should say the only Charger. Yeah, Justin Herbert threw 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions. Yeah, he threw more interceptions in this game than he's thrown all season. And that's crazy because I didn't even know that he only threw 3 interceptions. So that's commendable. And yeah, it was clearly a defensive front, a defensive type game because, CJ Stroud didn't really do much either. I mean, well, no, he threw 282 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Let's see, Joe Mixon had 100 yards carrying, 100 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Nico Collins, 122 yards. Okay, let me take that back. Yeah, Texans ended up beating them 32-12. It's just Chargers just couldn't get nothing going. so yeah, not a bad showing for Jim Harbaugh's first season first season back in the NFL, I should say. All right, so now we're gonna move right on to the next Saturday game, which was the Ravens versus the Steelers, and man, this was an ass whooping. Both teams' pass rush did really well, but in the second half, or actually in the second quarter, I should say, the Ravens just took over, and then in the rest of the game, it was just Ravens just shut them out. I think no, they shut them out. They both teams actually shut each other out in the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh only had a pair of touchdowns in the third quarter. One going to George Pickens, and who the other one go to? Was that hold on. Bear with me. Van Jefferson. That's right, because I remember saying, where the hell has he been at? He seems to only show up when I don't have him on my fantasy team. But in any case, yeah, so, the Ravens ended up beating the Steelers 28-14. It really could have been more, but, hey, when they got when you got a good defense, different game. Lamar only had 175 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. But hey, Derrick Henry, 186 yards rushing. Lamar Jackson right behind him with 81 yards rushing. That's another thing that was funny about this game. Like, how it started with Lamar Jackson rushing 5. He did 5 straight rushes in a row. And it was funny because that's the one thing that I said coming into the season that was going to be tricky with them. Because, when they got a running back in the backfield that that can get out the gate and get downhill on you, and you got a quarterback that that can get out the gate and get downhill on you, it's like you play this game of, dang, who should I play? Like so apparently Pittsburgh's game was tackle Derrick Henry. I don't care if he's carrying the ball or not. So the Ravens must have known that that's what the game plan was, because Lamar rushed 5 straight times off to the right, down off the right tackle. And it was funny as I don't know what, because after the third time, it's like he's not going to run for a 4th straight time, is he? And then after the 4th time, it's like, all right, it's no way he's going to run for a 5th straight time. And I'll be damned if he didn't. Just something that I found hilarious. That and the Derrick Henry stiff arm that I know what it was. Derrick Henry slapped the taste out of Micah Fitzpatrick's mouth, man. It was he did it twice. It was like he smacked him once, and then he smacked him again as he was going down to the ground. Like that was not necessary. He had to do that boy like that. Oh man. Then what was crazy was not long after that, Isaiah Likely, whose name is officially changed to Isaiah Likely to Slap You Likely. he slapped somebody. I was like, hold up. Does anybody not know how to do stiff arms anymore? And then Lamar Jackson slapped somebody. So I'm like, man, that's only in this game. There was plenty of attempted stiff arms, I should say, throughout the whole weekend. All right, so Sunday morning, with the Steelers losing, apparently, I woke up to my timeline flooded with Steelers fans, angry. They're pissed off. They want Mike Tomlin gone, because they're like, yeah, well, he hasn't won a playoff game in 8 years, and yeah, I'm like, listen, good luck. Good luck, because as much as you cry and whine about it, the Steelers don't fire coaches. So your best bet of Mike Tomlin leaving is if he feels like he has to go or he has to retire. So, yeah, we'll see. I did see something that said that they made a decision about Mike Tomlin's future, but for all I know, that could have just been them saying that they decided to rehire him. So, hey, I will keep a lookout on for that. Next game, Bills versus the Broncos. And man, I think everybody expected this to be a blowout. So we got the second NFL, actually no, I'm sorry. Sean Payton actually came back to the NFL last year as the coach of the Broncos because he was attempting to rein in Russell Wilson's ego. But this is his first year with rookie quarterback Bo Nix. Bo Nix. So, and man, Bills stomped him 31-7. Once again, a case where Broncos just couldn't get nothing. They couldn't get nothing to work at all. So, but hey, despite all of that, no interceptions. So, yeah. All right. So, once again, all right. So Josh Allen, they are still pushing for this. They're pushing for this this MVP race for Josh Allen. I'm gonna do a separate video for that. I think, because I think that I have thoughts on this matter, but in any case, yeah. Bills 31, Broncos 7. That was on the Sunday, first of the Sunday games. Now, the second Sunday game, Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This this was a surprise. A surprise that the Eagles scored 22 points. The score of this game on both sides actually should have been way higher. Especially when you consider what you know that Green Bay is capable of and what you know that Philadelphia is capable of. And like I said, this was also Jalen Hurts' game first. This is Jalen Hurts' first game back after that horrible, dirty hit that he took in that game 4 weeks ago. So, so he had a lot of rust to work off, and when, but hey, props to the Eagles. Even though they scored 22 points, their defense did a good job of keeping a high performance offense to only 10 points. That, and yeah, the Packers was losing receivers left and right, man. It was ridiculous. There was also a lot of scrutiny for A.J. Brown for reading a self-help book on the sideline. I don't know. Maybe he got the memo that, Vegas ordered Sirianni to not have him produce high quantities because I had a parlay on him. Maybe that was it. But all in all, Eagles move on to the next round. Next game. Washington Commanders versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I already did a video covering this, but I'm going to briefly run it down today or right now. Commanders did a good job. Yeah, they did a good job. I gave Baker credit for being a slippery eel earlier this season. But Jaden Daniels is that much more slipperier, So yeah, for him to come in and make the impact that he's made as a rookie this season, I mean the way that he commands his team reminds me a lot of Joe Burrow when he came in with the Cincinnati Eagles. Oh shit, Cincinnati Bengals. Also, being one of the teams that defeated the Eagles, which is where my mind was, rammed two thoughts together. But, he hung 36 points up on the Eagles. So that's not easy to do. And yeah, I was glad that we only got to play him week 1. I did not want to see the Commanders again this season, and as fate would have it, we had them in the playoffs. So hey, congrats to the Commanders. Commanders move on to the next round. I'm gonna say something that I said in my previous video. Todd Bowles should not be fired. the Bucs are under no pressure to win a Super Bowl. They are contenders under Todd Bowles' leadership. We have had 3 straight division titles, 4 overall under the Bruce Arians coaching tree, and 5 playoff appearances. So, hey, and a Super Bowl. Bucs did a good job keeping the rush yards down. What is this? Scary Terry and De'Ami Brown both had 89 yards receiving and a touchdown apiece. It was a very low scoring game, with the deciding factor being a muffed handoff and a muffed snap, all of which set Washington up to make the touchdown that would eventually tie the game. Well, they went ahead by 3. We kicked the field goal, and then they kicked the field goal to win the game, which was almost a miss. But nevertheless, regardless of how it happened, they moved on. All right, next game, Minnesota Vikings versus the Los Angeles Rams. Both LA teams was in the playoffs this year. All right. In any case, I was not expecting this to be the outcome. Yeah, the Vikings lost to the Rams. Rams beat the Vikings 27-9. Let's see, Matt Stafford, 200 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold, 245, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Yeah, I don't see no breakout. It looks like they just couldn't get nothing going. Once again, it was a one-sided game. But yeah, I had Minnesota in this game. I thought Minnesota was going to beat the Rams, and it wasn't even going to be close. But it was the opposite. The Rams did it. So hey, they move on to the next round. And you know what? The Rams making us. I can't even say that the Rams making it. Whatever tiebreaker they had on us really messed us up, because I was expecting to play the Vikings or the Lions. So yeah, that right there goes to show me we could have beat them. All right, so now we're gonna get into the predictions for next week. Uh, First game up, which is a game I'm actually interested in seeing: Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll say this: with how the Chiefs look this season, they better come ready to play football, because if they not ready, they didn't grind as much as they had to get that first week bye, to get that first seed bye. So if they not ready to play, I don't know. If Yeah, they're gonna have a rough 2 weeks, because they got a rough game this week and they got a rough game next week. Whoever it is, it's the championship. I don't know. I don't got them making it through the championship. They not going to the Super Bowl this year. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Washington Commanders versus the Detroit Lions. This is going to be the test right here. This is going to be the test right here. Yeah, Commanders, are y'all a legitimate playoff team? Lions, are you going to prove half of my prediction right? Because Green Bay is already out. I said it was going to be Detroit and Green Bay in this year's conference last year, in this year's conference championship. So, LA Rams versus Philadelphia Eagles. Listen, the Eagles should win that game, but it's not a guarantee. We saw what the Rams just did to Minnesota. So, yeah, the Eagles should win that game. They should win that game. And next, I think this is going to be the highlight of the weekend: the Baltimore Ravens versus the Buffalo Bills. And this should answer a lot of questions about the MVP race, who deserves it more, who is the better quarterback, Lamar Jackson or is it Josh Allen? Me personally, I'm thinking it's the Ravens. It's not just because I'm from Baltimore. Shut up. I don't got an accent. You got an accent. But I feel as though that the Ravens are doing a lot of things right, and Lamar Jackson has finally brought everything together that he's learned over the past few years. But in any case, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Put your comments in the comment section down below. We're going to chop it up, start the conversation. My name's Advance. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on everything. I'm out.